fellow drivers. This has been your Rainier Avenue Radio Traffic Update.
Hey, Seattle. Here are some storage tips to love food, stop waste. Onions make potatoes sprout faster. Keep onions away from potatoes. Ripe bananas give off a gas that makes the fruit around them ripen faster. Store bananas away from other fruits. 40% of food in the U.S. goes uneaten. Save money. Save food. Save the planet. Visit Seattle Public Utilities for more tips.
Greetings. This is your host, DJ Neftali, Rainier Avenue Radio World, the best DJ in the Seattle area. You can catch me every Monday at 8 p.m. on YouTube. Like I said, this is DJ Neftali, the best reggae in Seattle, Washington, the best radio station, Rainier Avenue Radio World. Come on, right?
1, 2, get down.
What's up, big and little homies? This is Masvita Mara, host of Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio World, your one-stop shop for Seattle sports. We cover preps, we cover college, we cover pro, we cover it all. Huskies, Mariners, Seahawks, Garfield, South, Roosevelt, Metro, King County. This is where you want to listen to for all the sports that's happening in Seattle. Seattle Sports Weekly on Rainier Avenue Radio World.
Atlantic Street Center has been serving the children, youth, and families of the Seattle King County area since 1910. We partner with families and communities to raise healthy, successful children and youth through services including counseling, early learning, youth development, domestic violence, and education support for school-aged children. Committed to serving the African American community, Atlantic Street Center provides services and support for all marginalized people. Learn more at AtlanticStreetCenter.org.
This is Paul Pearson, host of Star Time. And when I'm not stopping a Mercer Island street brawl, I'm listening to Rainier Avenue Radio World.
Well, hello, everyone. How are you? And thank you for joining us another episode of Real Estate and Money. Hi. How's everyone?
Hello. How's everyone?
Yes. What do you have there?
Well, you know what? This weekend, City of Seattle celebrating St. Patty's Day. There's going to be a parade, I believe.
Of course, there's going to be a parade. Yeah. Yes.
So that's what it's all about today, right?
Yes, I've got my green on. Can you tell? Got my green on.
Yes, I do too. I don't know if you can see anything.
Oh, because you got a green screen.
I know. Yeah, I can't see anything except those feet down below my chin.
Yes,
but anyway.
But anyway, my name is Tina Lombard. I'm with Bank of England Mortgage.
And I'm Violeta Strash with Coldwell Banker Danforth.
Yes, and we're going to be celebrating St. Patrick's Day today, and we've got a bunch of great information for you, and Violeta's going to lead everything off.
Well, no, I thought you had a special thing for us happening.
Well, I was going to play the piano. Can you hear it? Can you hear it?
Yes. Go ahead. Our very multi-talented co-host, Tina Lombard, is going to share her music with us. You going to sing? Uh-oh.
There you go. Irish eyes are smiling.
Irish eyes are smiling, yes. What about that famous one? Your boyfriend's name and my husband's name, Dan?
Daddy boy. Okay, well, let me get
rid of that.
Yeah, but yeah, you could go ahead and let's talk about it a little bit more and I'll get the music set up.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah. So I don't know, like way back, we're going to talk about a little history of the Irish in the area. They were probably second next to the, or probably third next to the Chinese and the Germans. The Irish came to settle in Clark, King, and Walla Walla counties here in Washington State. And by 1880, second only to the Canadians, they were the largest European immigrant group in the area. And, you know, we're so close to Canada. That's probably why. And the Hudson Bay Company was a big trading company back in those days. And the trade between Canada and Washington was pretty big at that time. So a lot of people came to this area, not only to do the trading, but mainly farming and mining. So there's a lot of minerals that were being mined besides, you know, the gold rush bringing everyone to the West Coast. There was silver, gold, coal. And then as people migrated around the state of Washington into Spokane counties, they were probably headed over to Idaho, where they started farming those potatoes. I don't know, the spuds, right?
Right.
But, anyway, there's some notable Irishmen that came into the area. One was a famous farmer, fisherman, and smuggler, Daniel Jefferson Harris, moved into Bellingham, and he actually built this hotel I'll show you in a little bit, that hopefully Daniel has my PowerPoint ready, but I wanted to show you what the development was in the state of Washington. And a number of Irish settled in Spokane County. So they went over to the west, probably on the Lewis and Clark exploration group. A lot of Irishmen were part of that group, and then migrated around the state of Washington, settled into the Spokane County area. Mainly farming was their thing. And as of Census 2000, let's talk about the European origin population. Just the European part, not the Americans, but 11.3% German, 9.1% Irish, 8.1% English, and 5% Norwegian.
Wow.
So is there anything on the historical part of the Irish folks, Tina, that you could tell us about? I have other things I could bring up, but wanted to see if you had other info.
Well, I was going to say, you know, a lot of immigrants, you know, they were a big population that came over in the 1800s, but there were a lot of immigrants that came over. There were people who were from Italy. There was a great big Philippine influx in the early 1900s to the 1930s. And right now we have a Hispanic influx. But as far as immigrants are concerned, you know, you want to ask why they come to this country. A lot of times they're coming because they're coming from escape from the demise in their countries. They're coming here for better income, a better way of they're educating their kids. They're looking for an easier life, and a lot of them are looking for political relief. And so they come here. And a lot of different people, a lot of Italians, a lot of Filipinos, a lot of Africans, and a lot of people from Ireland or any part of Europe. They come here for the same reasons. They want the American dream. And so as far as immigrants are concerned, there is always a question on whether you can get financing here. And of course, when these influxes came, when the Filipinos came to Washington State and they came to the United States, and when the Irish came, there weren't really mortgages. But now, you know, you do have people who are still immigrants. They are still coming from Europe, and they are still coming from all over the world. There are immigration loans. There are loans for people who are here if they have a permanent residency or if they've got DACA or something like that. But they're immigrants, but they're trying to be a part of the United States. We can still do loans for them. Just owning a house and owning land here in the United States is basically the first step in becoming part of the American dream. So as far as the Irish is concerned, they still have the same sentiments. They still go through the same issues that people nowadays who are newly influxing into the United States. They have the same type of issues and steps that they have to overcome to get a mortgage and be part of the American dream. So yes.
And a lot of these immigrants also came for religious reasons to escape persecution from, the tyranny that was happening in Europe at the time with the English and so on. But in around the 1850s, 1890s is when they settled into this area. And I wanted to share with you, is it okay? Is it a good time to segue into some homes that I saw that were built around that time? And the first one, Daniel, this was the gentleman that I mentioned before, another Danny, Daniel Jefferson Harris, farmer, fisherman, and smuggler. He was in the Bellingham area and built this beautiful hotel. What was it called? The Fairhaven Hotel in Bellingham, 1890, and it went through 1956. And look at how beautiful that red brick facade is, and 100 feet by 100 feet, and very intricate inside. It did not survive. It was meant to be a hotel for travelers. At the end of the line, this is a hotel they were going to be at, but I don't believe that it was ever used for that reason, because the Great Northern Railroad didn't finish as the terminus for Bellingham. So that was one old. And then I took a look at a bunch of other historic homes or homes that are available in the Fairhaven area. Look at this little beauty. Looks fairly new to me, but for $1,425,000, you can get this 3-bedroom, 2.25 bathroom, a little over 2,300 square feet home, and it's new on the market, 5 days old. But that is in Bellingham. And then next page, Daniel, we've got in Walla Walla, another area where the Irish settled. Here's a home in about 1860s, $550,000, 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, 5,364 square feet, and it's huge, don't you think? For $550,000, who wouldn't want that thing?
That's nice.
And then in Port Townsend, we have, it looks like a more commercial building for $1,975,000 for bedrooms. It does look, like not a house. It looks like it's right next to that other structure to the left of that, but 4 bedrooms, 1 3/4 bathrooms, 4,050 square feet for $1,975,000, again in Port Townsend. And then the last one I have for you, look at this beauty in Spokane, built in 1896, but it is sold, and it's sold for $985,000, 6 bedrooms, 5
beautiful
bathrooms, and 50, just shy of 5,700 square feet. That's I really like that, with a wraparound porch and those windows and the little turret. Probably a bedroom up there. Pretty cool, don't you think?
Yes, that's beautiful.
So those are the areas, as I was mentioning in the historical data, Spokane County, Walla Walla, Bellingham area. And I was trying to, I thought I had something for, I had something for Capitol Hill and didn't make it on here.
Oh, okay.
So that's where Seattle, that's where a lot of the Irish are in that community, because of the Irish Heritage Club is in the Seattle.
Yes, there's a lot of clogging. There's a lot of clogging going on at the different festivals, correct?
Yes. I have an old pair of clogs, but I think I'd probably fall out of them if I tried to do any clogging.
I know. But a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about St. Patrick, because St. Patrick actually is, is the name of the Irish holiday. But St. Patrick actually is credited for bringing Christianity to the Isle of Ireland, and so that's what he wasn't actually Irish, but he actually was commissioned by the church to go out there and to convert people to Christianity. Now the shamrock, the shamrock. The shamrock is a symbol. It's the symbol of the Christian church that was popularized by St. Patrick. So you got the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, the Trinity.
And good luck, right?
Of course, if you got the
bring a shamrock to the casino with you.
Okay. Okay. Well, you're going down the other path. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I'm wearing my green today because of the light. I'm wearing my green today.
Okay.
So yeah, St. Patrick, this wasn't his given name. But of course, when you're a saint, so on and so forth, sometimes you go by a different name. This is actually the day of his death. That's why they celebrate it on March 17th. So yeah, he wasn't actually Irish, but it was a big thing for Christianity to be brought to Ireland. Have you seen the movies of St. Patrick? Violeta, have you seen any?
No,
Yeah.
I have not.
There's a couple, and it's very dramatic. There's a lot of miracles that happened. He was also known for driving the snakes out of Ireland, but he came against a lot of pagan groups and what have you, and converted them. So it's a fascinating and amazing story. But the luck of the Irish is the theme today, right, Violeta?
Yes, and this
Your guy's named
weekend.
Danny. My guy's named Danny. Dan actually runs the show. So we're that's three. That's three. That's
Yeah.
That's a
There you
shamrock.
go. There you have it. But this weekend there's a lot of celebrations going on. What do you have happening in Denver? Anything?
We usually have a big giant parade here in Denver. It's one of the biggest in the United States. It's pretty big. Yeah, there's a lot of pub runs that go on in downtown Denver. It's a reason to get drunk. So I'll probably be celebrating in the festivals this weekend myself. But yeah, there's a rather large Irish population here in Colorado. If not Irish, we still do celebrate their festival. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, and the Lenten season, which is a religious 40 days, right? It started with another drinking fest called Mardi Gras.
Yes.
Maybe they put in St. Patty's Day halfway through, right? Before Easter, it's the end of Lent. And so you're supposed to be fasting. Some people choose not to drink or have sweets. But I'm thinking maybe they did through St. Patty's Day in the middle of all that, so you can have
some people give up liquor. I mean, they don't give up liquor. They don't give up liquor. I mean, nobody said anything about liquor. Okay, meat, yes. Beer.
Yeah, so this weekend in Seattle, we have there's the St. Patty's Day Dash.
Okay.
So there's a run in the where's that Seattle Shamrock Stroll. There's another thing happening. Stroll, if you don't want to run, you can walk. And the parade, certainly right behind me, there's folks going to be participating in the Seattle St. Patty's Day parade. We're on 4th Avenue in downtown Seattle. Capitol Hill has a block party and pub crawl. Remember those pub crawls?
Yeah, I do.
Vermont, Capitol Hill. It's all about the drinking, the green beer, right?
Yes.
There's an Irish festival happening probably around the Seattle Center, around that style. Kel's Irish Restaurant and Pub Festival. That's in the heart of Pike Place Market.
I went there. That's right there in Post Alley, right?
Yes.
Post Alley. Yeah. Yes, I've been there for St. Patrick's Day.
Yes, and as far as restaurants go, there's five favorites in Seattle that you should, if you like. I like corned beef and cabbage. I don't know about you.
I already made some twice this week.
Yeah, I got mine ready to go, but my family's not into it, so it's only going to be me. And I don't care because I'm going to eat that cabbage and potatoes and carrots and of course the corned beef. And then you make Reubens out of that.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. I'm with you on that one.
Okay, the restaurants I have, Sean O'Donnell's American Grill and Irish Pub next door to the Smith Tower in Seattle. And then Kel's, as well as the Owl and Thistle, Kel's Irish Restaurant and Bar. Both of them are in the Pike Place Market, both celebrating the season. Patty Coyne's Irish Pub in Bellevue. I used to go to the one in on Westlake. They used to have a fabulous one, and their food was amazing. It was so good. The drinks were just as good, if not better, of course. And then last but not least, T.S. McHugh's on Lower Queen Anne on Mercer Street. All of these, you'll find great Irish fare, meaning food, and the bar is always hopping.
Right.
And especially at this time of the year when celebrations are happening for St. Patty's Day. And be sure to wear your green, as Tina
Yes.
and I are, even today.
Yes. Well, let me give a rundown of what we've got going on here in Denver. So there is a St. Patrick's Parade on Saturday, and that's from 9:30 to 4 p.m. So it's a big day. Denver Shamrock Stroll Crawl is going to happen on the 16th. We also have the 2024 Denver
Are
St.
you frozen?
Huh?
She looks like she's frozen.
Oh, can you see me?
We were gone for a little bit. Yeah, we were frozen for a little bit.
Okay. There's a
So what did you have in Denver? What did you say?
The Denver St. Patrick's Parade is this Saturday. That's from 9:30 to 4, and that's going to be in downtown Denver.
Okay.
Can't miss that. There's the Shamrock Stroll. That's going to be taking place on St. Patrick's Day weekend. On the 17th, there is a block party. On the downtown Denver, the Jaguar Room. There's a Kiss Me, I'm Irish St. Patrick's Day bar crawl also. That sounds really fun. Let me see here. The official Lucky's St. Patrick's Day bar crawl. There's several different bar crawls that are going on. So I guess that is the gist of the celebration. So, and there's other things that are going on. In Colorado Springs, there's also a St. Patrick's Day celebration there. So there's everywhere you go, there's going to be a St. Patrick's Day celebration. There's a Hops and Hash Beer Garden Bash, and that's going to be at the Rocky Mountain Tap and Garden. So I guess if you just go anywhere and you throw a rock, you wear green, you throw a rock, you're going to hit a ball celebrating St. Patrick's Day. It's got to be one of the biggest days.
Yeah. So, are you performing this weekend somewhere?
No, we're not. We're not performing this weekend. We'll perform next weekend. Well, let's talk really quick before we have to go. Let's talk about our St. Patrick's Day cabbage and corned beef.
Corned beef?
Yes. So when I go to the store right now, the last 2 weeks I see nothing but corned beef everywhere. It's like maybe $9 to $12 depending on 1 or 2 pounds. And like you said, if it's only 2 of you, you want to maybe do about 3 pounds. So the way I cook my cabbage is I take it and I pat it dry, I season it, make sure that the season's in there, I marinate it for a few minutes. Then I put it in a pot. You put a can of beer, you put some beef broth in it, equal parts, and then I go ahead and I cook that on low. I'll bring it to a boil and I cook that on low for like maybe an hour and a half, or I believe it's like 25 minutes a pound. Okay, at the very, very end there, I put my cabbage in there and my carrots and my potatoes and 2 bay leaves. Put some bay leaves in there. It's the Filipino thing. I throw that in there and let that simmer for like another 30 minutes so that all the vegetables are cooked. And like you said, the thing comes out perfect every single time. It is a no miss.
Do you use like Guinness? A can of Guinness?
Yes, a can of Guinness. That's what you're supposed to use. You're not supposed to use Corona or anything like that. You need to put Guinness in there. Okay, no Coors, no Guinness.
That's the green beer.
The flavor, yeah. And then they give you always a spice pack when you buy your corned beef, but that's not enough for me. So I have some coriander. I've got those seeds and I actually smash them and put that in there. I put some mustard. You need to put Dijon mustard or yellow mustard also on the corned beef before you put it in the pot. That gives it extra flavor. Yeah, sometimes I stick soy sauce in there because it's a Filipino thing, but I always
fish sauce. You put patis in there too.
I know I haven't tried that one yet, but I always put soy sauce. That's for sure. But then I always cook rice. I always put on top of rice. I think that's an Asian thing.
Yeah,
I put on top of rice. And some people just,
Yeah, even though you have potatoes, we do pour the broth over rice too. Yep.
Absolutely.
Everything.
I put rice on top. I put spaghetti on top of my rice. I put everything on top of my rice. But that's what I do for my pork. Now, there's another way. I saw another way at TikTok. But I saw another way at TikTok where you take the beef out, you actually pat it dry, you cover it with either Dijon sauce or mustard sauce. You put the spice on top of it, or you get your own coriander and you smash it up and some brown sugar.
Yeah.
You put that all over. Then you put that, you cover it, and you put it in the oven for about 25 minutes per pound. And you put it in there on low, like 220 degrees. And that comes out perfect.
So forms the crust, huh?
Yeah. Well, so if you cover it with aluminum foil, it's going to get more juicy instead of crusty, instead of a crust on it. But that's a recipe that you can use for sandwiches, for everything you want to do. Yeah. For, the next morning, breakfast family. Yeah. Yeah. So how do you cook yours?
Well, you know what? I can't wait, 3-4 hours for the corned beef. I have an Instant Pot.
Ooh. Yes, I have an Instant Pot too.
Yeah, that puppy will cook all of it in like, an hour, half an hour, an hour. I don't know. I
Yes,
haven't
yes.
cooked in a while.
Yes,
But
I broke my Instapot because I used it so much. But corned beef in the Instapot, I bet you that comes out perfect.
I'd like to try baking it. I think that sounds pretty interesting.
Yeah, without the water, it's not a boil. Yeah, I'm gonna try that. I mean, it's at the store. They've got corned beef in every aisle. Did you get your corned beef? Do you want some corned beef? Every aisle is corned beef. So when I go to the store again, I'm gonna get some corned beef. And I'm gonna try to roast it this time and see what it tastes like.
Yeah. I might have to get another small corned beef and try both ways.
Yes,
We'll
yes.
see.
And you have to get some Guinness. You have to get some Guinness. So
Get
I'll be
the
doing
Guinness.
that too. And
Yeah.
what's really nice about cooking corned beef, when I cooked it that day, the whole house smelled like food. And then I made some crumb cake or something like that. My whole house smelled like a Hobbit house or something. And I mean, and in Lord of the Rings, I mean, it smells so good. And that's one of the things that when people come into your house, you want that smell. You want people to, that's love going through the air. So I came in. Every day I walked in, I could smell that corned beef. I could smell that corned beef, and it just made you feel like home.
I kind of want some right now.
I know. I know. I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
But if you've got some, if you like when the Irish came over here, they came for religious reasons and for political reasons, and they came for for a better job, better way of life. And it's very, very similar to people who are coming here nowadays. There are people who are coming from Africa. There are people who are coming from Serbia. There are people who are coming from South America. And they're going through the exact same temperament as the people did when the Irish came over. Now, have you seen the movie Cabrini? About St. Cabrini? Did you see that movie, V?
No.
Gotta see that movie. Where are
you finding all these movies?
Well, Cabrini's really good. It's the true story. Cabrini actually was in Seattle. She has a statue of Immaculate Conception, but she did a lot of work at St. James Cathedral and Cabrini Hospital in Seattle. But you've got to see that movie. But it shows the plight of the immigrants, the Italian immigrants, when they came to the United States. And it really, really is very similar to what's going on right now in our day and age. So when you come over, you want to buy a house, you want to buy a home, call Violeta up, call me up. We don't care. If you just came over here 1 or 2 years ago, there's a way to get you a house.
Oh yeah. I'm working with a client who, first they work so hard. People work so hard. They work a couple jobs just so they can get involved. And they wanted to get involved in real estate and want to be investors. So they are starting with that. And as we talked, they've already started gathering assets, property. They have land. They want to sell the land, buy an investment property, and that's the start of their real estate portfolio. Is that cool?
It's very cool. Well, Filipinos come over here, do the same thing too. They buy a house, they buy investment properties. And I remember I used to live in Federal Way, and it's a large Korean population that still migrate currently. And I did most of the loans for a lot of the managers at H Mart down there in Federal Way.
Oh, yeah.
And they were not treated right. They were given to me. They had money that came from, a lot of Filipinos, a lot of Asians, a lot of different cultures. They have money when they come here. And a lot of banks don't realize that, but but when they get to me, they've got the money, I get them the loan. So, I don't care where you come from, Canada, Mexico, come from England. I have a lot of people from England trying to get loans that just migrated here. A lot of people from Asia, hey, you're here, you want to buy a home, you need to talk to us. Especially if you're like a nurse that just came from the Philippines, you can get a loan like that next month. So if you're immigrating over here, please give us a call, because still we're two warriors and we will fight for you.
Yes. And a lot of the people have I-10 status.
Yes.
And Tina can get you a home even with that, meaning you don't have a social security number yet. You're working towards your citizenship and getting the social security number, but you have a tax ID number, right?
Yes.
That allows you.
I tell you right now, the I-10 loan for people who have an individual tax identification number, the market sees you as the number one loan out there. That type of a loan will not default. It will not default for whatever reason. A lot of my clients with an I-10 loan have more money than these Americans who've been here for 4 generations. They really have. and they know the value of the American dream. Am I right?
They work several jobs, and they just gather their money, and they know what they need to do to buy a home, which is so important to everyone coming into this country. Well, that's time. I see that little notice pop up. So thank you all for joining us on our St. Patty's Day special, and we will see you next Tuesday at 2:30 on Rainier Avenue Radio.world.